Ladies and gentlemen, I did a video about hours ago talking about Indian American actress Mandy Kaling and and Kamala Harris did an Indian food cooking together. Well, I want to give a shout out to S. Perry, also known as my friend Ro, for this article. Now, this is why I said we can't trust Indians, and this is why, folks. Her brother admitted that he faked, you know, pretending to be black to get into medical school. Sometimes this is why I said that we as black people, needed to create our own thing because and we don't need the government's affirmative action because they using people of color to be. I mean, people they act fake and act he's black, which turns out he's not, right? So this article again comes from CNN. It says actress Minnie Kaling's brother said that he posed as a black man years ago to get into medical school, and that the experience opened his eyes to what is called the hypocrisy of affirmative action. The revelation comes as Vijay Kachol Ingam, who is an Indian descent, is pitching a book about his experience as a hard-partying college frat boy who discovered the seriousness and complexity of America's racial problems while posing as a black man. On his website, almostblack.com, Choka Igam said he hatched a plan in 1998 after realizing in college that his grades weren't going to be good enough to get into med school as an Indian American. So I shaved my head, trimmed my long Indian eyelashes, and applied to medical school as a black man, he wrote on the website. My change in appearance was so startling that my own fraternity brothers didn't recognize me at first. I'm going to stop you right there. Really, and I saw one of the comments that, Kamala Harris hijacked our culture. It's sort of like other minorities hijack our culture. They try to dress like us, try to act like us, even try to look like us. But ladies and gentlemen, they aren't us. They're not us. And I'm getting sick and tired. And we as black people need to call them out too. Definitely need to call them out. Because you talk trash about us, but at the same time you want to be like us. Which is it? Which is it? It's like, and I know about Indians, especially East Indians, they don't like black people, but at the same time, they want to be like us. So you have to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that, in this society, that we try to work hard and we built this country. We try to work hard for 500 years and how white supremacy has disrespected us. And you notice that Indians, when it came to this country, they don't want to be associated with us. They want to associate with white people, with white supremacy, but not us. And it's just as dark as you guys are, as dark as me, and they want to be like us. This is so shameful, folks. Let me continue reading this article. It says he said he joined an organization for black students and applied to school using his middle name, JoJo. The plan had some drawbacks, as Choka Ingam, who described himself now as a professional resume writer, interview coach and graduate school application consultant. Cops harassed me, store clerks accused me of shoplifting. Women were either scared of me or couldn't keep their hands off of me, he wrote. He started as a devious ploy to gain admission to medical school, turned into a twisted social experiment. I'm gonna stop you right there again. That's what you get for trying to be like us and try to act like us to get into medical school. And all of a sudden, as a playful African American or a black man, you see how we felt. See, ladies and gentlemen, this is why I said that you try to be something that you're not, and obviously he tried to pretend that to be a black man and get into school using government's affirmative action to get in medical school, and all of a sudden he's now trying to experience what we've been experiencing for 500 years, folks, and now that's what he gets for being like that. Let me continue. He said it worked. Despite a relatively mediocre 3.1 college GPA and a good but not great score of 31 on medical's college admissions test, Choka Igam claims he was wooed by several top medical schools. He even posts documents on his website bolster his claims, including an enthusiastic letter from a dean at the Emory University School of Medicine congratulating him on his excellent scores on the MCAT. But there's little evidence to suggest his posturing as a black applicant helped him get into these schools. First, there is no point of comparison. Choka Igam never applied to medical school as an Indian American. Ultimately, he told CNN he applied at 22 medical schools and interviewed at 11. He was waitlisted at 4 schools and got into only 1. Choka Igam eventually attended St. Louis University Medical School, dropping out after 2 years. Affirmative action has been in the news a lot the past few years with a 2013 Supreme Court ruling which tightened how affirmative action admissions program had to be structured, a 2014 ruling that upheld the University of Michigan's ban on the use of race in admissions. I'm going to stop you right there. So, ladies and gentlemen, see, I'm going to tell you like this. He's not the only one that tried that game. You see, white people use, quote-unquote, reverse racism to try to get in schools as well. And they're going to say, well, like, for example, I think one white lady filed a lawsuit against a university. I don't remember. I think I did a story about it, but I didn't remember who that person was. But this white woman, this college white woman, filed a lawsuit against the university because they said it was reverse racism, that she didn't get into a black school because she was a white woman. And I think the judge agreed with her, and basically, you know, she went into school, and because a thing of it using affirmative action. This is why I said, ladies and gentlemen, that, you know, when it comes to affirmative action, this is really not our program. It's a person of color's program, not our program. So you see, when you see this story about Choka Igam try to dress like us, try to act like us, just to go into the university, we need to call these people out. We really do. Because they can't just hijack our culture because they felt that, and these Indians don't like us anyway, but yet they want to be and act like us. Let me move on, y'all. Choka Igam said his story shows how affirmative action destroyed the dreams of millions of Indian American, Asian American, and white applicants. See, there you go. For employment and higher education. It also creates negative stereotypes about the academic abilities and professional skills of African American and Hispanic professionals who don't need special assistance in order to compete with other minority groups, he wrote. But a St. Louis University spokeswoman disputed the account, telling the Huffington Post that race never played a role in Choka Igam's admission. His MCAT score and science grade point average met SLU's criteria for admission at the time, and his race or ethnicity did not factor into his acceptance into the university, the website quoted. SLU spokeswoman Nancy Solomon as saying, as might be expected, Choka Igam's claim hasn't gone over as well in some quarters. So, and I'm going, this is someone's tweet. It says, how does Vijay Igams disapprove the benefits of affirmative action when he never gained admission to SLUs based on it? And then there's another Twitter user that said some were more blunt. One said Choka Igam is an idiot. And then they said, whatever you feel about affirmative action, let's consider that one person's experience over a decade and a half ago, experience that ultimately did not yield any Doge an acceptance letter anyway. It's not really indicative of the current state of college admissions, wrote Salon's Mary Elizabeth Williams. Nor is it necessarily an exemplary window into a complex and mysterious vetting process of elite institutions, he added. Instead, Choka Igam's story is one of the successful woman's brother literally using her name to drum up attention and controversy. Choka Igam's sister, formerly of The Office and current star of TV's The Mindy Project, is among those who aren't on board, he wrote on his website. She strongly disapproves of my book, he wrote, arguing that it will bring shame on the family. But others say they don't see what all the fuss is about. I don't blame this guy at all. He earned the right into getting to the school via hard work and wasn't getting it and felt like others were getting what he wanted to, so he did what he had to, Twitter user Joseph Dial77 said. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of the CNN article. I remember a movie, y'all. It was a long movie. I think Ray Dong Chong played in this movie. But it's this dude, who's a white dude, that tried to get into college. And he couldn't get in because I think it's the same story about this story, right? So he didn't get in because he's white. And so what he did was that he put the black face, he put all that black makeup, all that black stuff to pretend he's black to get in school. That was like a couple of years ago. I think in the 80s it came out. I forgot what the movie called. If you remember that movie that I was talking about, leave the name of the movie in the comment section below. But that's what it reminds you of. That movie, with Ray Dong Chong, and this white dude had to dress as a black guy to get into university. And to me, that is a slap in the face. This is the same situation in this movie. So, this to me, ladies and gentlemen, Mandy Kaling's brother had to be black, had to dress like a black person, to tell you I'm black to get into medical school. And I'm just to the point now that, every culture, whether it's Indian, whether it's other cultures, try to be black, try to use our culture, to hijack our culture, to get in schools or to do what they do. And now Kamala Harris did the same thing, y'all. Hijack our culture to get in, to try to tell everybody, well, I'm sister, I'm AKA, I'm in Howard University, right? So this not even different. And so this is basically an embarrassment, ladies and gentlemen. And we as black people need to call these people out, because the thing of it is that they're using our culture to get what they want. But every time we try to work hard to get what we want, we get turned down, we get rejected. And then they use that affirmative action. And I'm going to tell you like this. They use this affirmative action to try to get what they want. It's like a white lady did the same. Like I told you before, a white woman did the same thing. Filed a lawsuit to a university and won her case to say, well, I basically got discriminated against because I'm white. And they're using a reverse racism against the situation with affirmative action. This is why I said that this affirmative action should have been rewritten, but they didn't do it. This is racially disrespectful that anybody can use affirmative action except black people to get in schools that we work hard for, right? So this to me is really disrespectful, y'all. So y'all tell me what you think about this. We need to start calling these people out and stop using our culture to get what you need. Use your own culture. I'm just saying. Let me know what you think. Like, click, subscribe, and remember to click the notification bell for all the news and commentary. With that being said, it's Lionsden signing off. Deuces.